Hello everyone and welcome to another vlog. I hope you had a wonderful weekend slash week if you didn't tune in for my WandaVision video on Friday. So today's video is actually kind of a response to Your Highway in the Sky, who commented on my New Year's resolution vlog saying that they wanted to see a little bit about my small business and my art and stuff like that. And so I'm gonna kind of show a few of my things that I have and stuff that I'm working on, and mostly I'm just going to show a bunch of craft stuff that I have that has not been put into use yet. So here we go. I'd like to preface this with saying that I'm not like an art person. I never took an art class past my intermediate school, which in America is 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade. And then once you got into junior high, where I went to school, you kind of had to be recommended into the art program. And art just wasn't like it for me. I was way more into singing at that time. And I wasn't good at art anyways. So my school career, I guess, with art kind of ended in 5th grade. But I will say that I'm definitely getting into art and creating and stuff like that 9,000% because somehow I ended up on art TikTok and also art Twitter. And TikTok is because it's TikTok and I like watching people make things and I'm like, oh, that would be really cool to do myself. But art Twitter, I somehow ended up on in like summer of 2019. And I've just like slowly started following more and more people, and it's just amazing to see the kind of things that people can create with their hands, and it makes me want to create. So 2 years later, here I am deciding that I want to try my hand at making stuff, and I've tried 2 years now. The first year was in 2019, and the second year was last year that I tried to do Arttober, which is where you draw something every day in the month of October. 2019 didn't go so well, but 2020 did. So I guess I can show some of the silly little sketches that I drew for that. I've been trying to draw more this year. It has not really happened all that much, but let me see if I can find some that are like not totally horrible. This is like silly. It's a little like planchet for a Ouija board. This says let's play. I think it'd be a cute little sticker if I could find somewhere to like print off stickers. Also, I have to work on finding something to like scan my stuff onto a computer because otherwise I don't know how I'm gonna make stickers, because I don't really have a way to like make my own stickers, and I don't have a printer or anything either, so that might be something that I have to invest in as time goes on. Where's some from this year? This year, I'm still stuck in 2020, but then again, aren't we all? I sketched a little kitty cat. And I will say a lot of my stuff I do, at least to start out with, I use references and then kind of go from there. Where'd it go? This is a tooth that I did that I actually am kind of proud of. I think that one came out pretty cool. The one that a few that I've done, this was the first drawing that I did this year. It was just some curtains. This was actually without any kind of reference. I just kind of started drawing and went from there. But the drawing that I'm most proud of right now is actually something I did a couple weeks back before WandaVision came out. I was like getting really excited for WandaVision, and I drew the Scarlet Witch visor, and honestly it's kind of the best thing that I've ever drawn. So I've been trying to work on translating that to paint. I have a bunch of paint you'll see in a little bit, and this is as far as I've gotten so far. I've painted the canvas. I have sketched an outline that is very hard to see because I don't have anything to draw on paint with, so I used a pencil and it doesn't really look that well, so I just have a black canvas that I painted, and eventually I will paint the visor on it, but I'm scared to, because like once I do, there's no like going back from that. So once I'm not scared of that anymore, I definitely want to work on painting some more things. I really want to try paint pouring. If you've been watching me for a little bit, you know that, because I tried to do that with pumpkins in October and that didn't work out so well, but I think I know how to do that now, so I'm gonna try that sometime in the near future now that I've gotten a few acrylic paints around, so that'll be fun. I'd also like to start working with resin, and that is something that was one of the first things that really like caught my eye when I first started getting into the art community on Twitter, because it just looks so fun and there's so much you can do with it, and there's so many different molds out there that you can use, and then people make their own, so there's so many cool things out there, and then you can use whatever glitters and dyes and everything like that. So I'd really like to get into that. I actually have bought my first mold. You can't tell what this is because you pour it in through the top here, and actually I'm not entirely sure how this is going to work because it's split here so you can get it out. So maybe you have to like tape it so that it doesn't like sink out. But this mold makes a tiny little, I don't know if you'd call this a bust because it's like a body. I think most people call it like an Aphrodite figure or something like that. But I'm really interested to work with this, and then if this goes pretty well, I'd like to buy some more like flat molds to kind of like decorate and do more stuff with. I have some glitter and stuff I'll show you. Not much though, because I'm still like very much new to this whole process and everything. The only thing I don't have right now is the actual resin itself, which can be a little bit more expensive, which is why some people are starting to not work with it, because it can get expensive, and sometimes since there's so many resin artists out there, there's just such a high demand, and then there are just also a whole bunch of artists as well, so that there's so much that it's just like people aren't buying it because they have other shops or other places that they're buying it from. But I've got some cool ideas for working with resin and stuff. I'd really like to do some that are WandaVision themed. I can try with Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I'll have to find some like good glitter and colors and stuff like that, and then I have some stuff also that I'm working on with Loki, because that is something that I've noticed in the art community, is that they have like drops. They don't just like put up their art like randomly. Like a lot of people will do drops, so they'll make a bunch of stuff that is like themed to something. Like people will have winter drops, or right now it's Valentine's Day drops, and they just kind of put everything on there at once, and then if they're famous they get sold out in like 10 minutes. If not, then they kind of have it up there for a while, which is probably how I will be. But I'm really excited to just try something new, and also it'll just keep me from like being bored, because I have nothing to do here all day. I'm still not back at work, so why not start a new hobby that will keep me occupied and also possibly give me a source of income. Now, the one thing that I do have ready, and I mentioned this in I think also the resolutions vlog, was my little beaches in a jar that have been bumbling around in my head since like 2016, 2017. I finally made a couple. They're very small, they're teeny tiny. My only thing is I wish that they were more colorful, but at the same time they can't really be more colorful because it's all natural. Like this is all sand and shells that were ethically picked up from beaches here in Florida, and I also have some stuff from Galveston back in Texas too. But I don't know, I've always wanted to make them, and I've made them, and they're so cute. The goal is to sell them for $7. I've listed them on my art Twitter, which I will link below in the bio if you're interested and want to check it out. But I haven't really figured out where I'm going to sell my stuff. Like, a lot of people do sell on Etsy, and that's probably where I will sell, but I do know that Etsy also takes out a bunch of like fees and stuff, so most people just create their own website and go that way. But I don't know, I'm still kind of thinking about it, and so now I'm kind of at this point where I have a bunch of ideas going on in my head. I have some that have come to fruition, some I don't know how we're going to come to fruition, and then I just have a bunch of craft stuff sitting around. So on that note, let me show you my little craft corner that I have in my apartment. Also, I apologize if it's loud. Both roommates, I call them roommates because I'm just used to saying roommates, but both neighbors decided to be loud and have loud music going on. At least it's during the day this time, but I apologize all the same if you hear it in the background. So this is really it's a catch-all corner, but the goal is for this to be my craft corner. This is all the acrylic paint that I have right now. Right now it's mostly a lot of reds and blacks and browns and stuff for some WandaVision ideas that I am working on. And then I also have these shelves right here. This I've had for a while now. All three of these drawers have different craft stuff thrown in them. Some of it's for scrapbooking, some of it's just like stuff that I have. This one I just started putting some jewelry wire that I have gotten. I'm not sure if I'm going to be good at jewelry wire wrapping, but I kind of want to try it. This is my next goal, is to clean up this room because it's a mess, but this kind of has all of my different craft stuff that I haven't put in a shelf yet. But here's the glitter I was talking about. This one I'm thinking about doing some kind of Loki thing with. And then this one reminds me of the red and the blue at the end of like the end credits for WandaVision. So I'm thinking about maybe getting some resin molds and making some cute little things with that glitter for that. More paint, some craft stuff that my mom got me for Christmas, brushes, glass and stuff like this. I've seen some people make like art with this like crushed glass kind of stuff on it, and they'll like glue it onto the canvas and then paint over it so that it looks like a geode. So I might try that. And then there's a bunch of different like stuff that I'm thinking about painting. I thought about painting this like green and then doing a Loki helmet on it on the front. I don't know. I'll see what happens, but I've got that, and then somewhere over here I've got some more little canvases as well. So yeah, everything's kind of just thrown in my apartment right now. There's a whole bunch of stuff and a whole bunch of ideas in my head, but none that have really come together in a physical form yet. So that's where I currently am in my art journey. Yeah. So yeah, I apologize if that was very anticlimactic. Like I said, I am just getting into this whole creating art thing. So I really hope you guys stick around for the journey and see how that turns out, because I'm excited to see how it turns out. Like I mentioned, I will link my art Twitter account down in the bio so that you can check it out if you would like to. No pressure at all. I'm just kind of throwing things out there because that's kind of what small business Twitter has to do, is just like put their stuff out there and then just keep sharing it and sharing it over and over again so more people will have the chance to see it. So that's what I'm gonna do here as well, and maybe one day it'll be something big, maybe it won't, who knows. It's just, it looks fun and it's something that I want to try, and I think it'll be good for me. So yeah, that's gonna wrap up this video for today. Thank you again to Your Highway in the Sky for recommending that I talk about my small business slash art stuff. So if you guys want to see more stuff like this, maybe you want to see me actually work on a project in a video, leave a comment down below because I would love to do that. If there's anything else you'd like me to talk about, think about, discuss, also leave a comment. I am open to talk about whatever, anything at all. I'll talk about it. If you haven't already, go ahead and like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, turn on notifications if you would like to. I will see you all again on Friday if you're going to tune in for the WandaVision episode 4 video. And if not, I will see you next Wednesday for another regular video. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you all have a wonderful week. Bye!